YouTube. This is Loyal to Law once again, and this time in this video I'm going to show you or teach you on a certain stick warm-up exercise, or at least a mobility drill, simple one that you can practice even though you're not practicing Filipino martial arts. And what I mean by that is Kali, Arnis, or Eskrima. So let's begin. If you don't have a stick, then a pipe, or anything that has a certain length like this, this one is a very good stick that Zombie Fighter Django, if I pronounced that name correctly. If you search his YouTube channel, it's an awesome channel. He's an awesome guy who makes very good exercises and workouts using sticks like this, very similar to this. So if you don't have one, I suggest, or at least recommend, that you can have a stick of a certain length like this. Doesn't matter if it's wood or pipe or metal or whatnot, as long as it has a certain length. Sturdy enough, and it's not flimsy, or it's not so flexible that you can't really hold it. So yeah, this is your main requirement. And I'm going to explain later why I tucked my shirt even though I'm wearing shorts. So the first drill that you're going to do is, as we all know, we're going to swing the stick forward. So what I mean by forward is that your stick is going here to this side. So as I showed you, side view is going to this side right here. It's not going back, it's going forward. So you're going to swing your stick like this, like so. Okay, you don't have to actually hold it very firm or very tight when you're circling it, because that will really actually hurt your wrists. So you have to let your stick hang. So you're going to just grip it kind of loose. Let your stick hang so that your stick would rotate or move forward, like so. Okay, that's the first drill. You can do this as many times as you like. You can do the stop and go motion like what I'm doing, or if you're actually very comfortable in doing this, you can actually continue doing it in a very fluid motion, like so. So after you've done doing that, if you have been practicing FMA, or if not, then this strike is very familiar to you, because this is a very natural strike to do. So we're going to do two kinds of strikes, like so. So you're just making an X pattern. See? There's 1 and 2. So as I do it side view here, come here. Then when you go back to do the second slash, you're actually going to put the stick here, right over the shoulder, or at least beside the shoulder, and then do another slash. See? Like so. So, now that you know those two kinds of drills, the next thing that you can do is to actually combine them. So, instead of just doing this motion, and then stop and separately do the strike like so, and actually do them both combined. So what will actually look like is this. So circle, X, circle, X, circle, 1 and 2. Now the cool part is to actually make both of those moves even more fluid. So instead of just doing this, we're actually going to do this. See? Like so. Now, I know that it's kind of challenging to actually learn that, so we're going to drop the stick for now on the floor, and we're going to practice using our hand. So if you're a right-hander, then your dominant hand will be your right hand. And if you're a left-hander, your dominant hand will be your left. So whatever hand you're very comfortable with in holding things like the stick a while ago, for example, that will be your dominant hand. So the motion that we're actually going to do is the same motion, the X pattern. So your X pattern would be, you're going to imagine that you're slapping a pillow in front of you, palm facing down. And then for the second strike, you're actually going to lift your hand, place it here, or at least tap your other shoulder on the other side, and then tap the imaginary pillow in front of you with a backhand. So back stab. So 1, 2, 1, and 2. As you notice, when you're going to do this kind of drill, you're actually going to have your body sway. So that's the reason why I'm having my shirt tucked, so that you'll be able to see that my hips are swaying. So 1, so as you do the first move, palm facing down, striking that imaginary pillow in front of you, you're swaying to your right. So your hip is moving forward to your right. So demonstrate side view here. Instead of moving back, your hip's moving back this way, no. Your hip is moving forward as you strike. So 1. And then on the second strike, your left hip, the left side of your hip, now moves forward as you strike the imaginary pillow with your palm facing up. Again, 1, hip forward, right hip forward, then 2, left hip forward. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So as I do it in the front view here, it's going to be 1, right hip forward. So I strike the second, strike, palm facing up, 2, left hip forward. As you do this, as you're trying to do this, if you're not, well, actually I can't show it right now because of the space. As you move your hip forward, either left or right, you'll feel that the hip that you're moving forward is where your knee is also bent on a slight angle. So it's not actually a total 90 degrees or that your knee is actually acutely bent. It's just that when you move your hip forward, naturally your knee will bend, but not past your foot. So it's actually safe. So when you do the strike, your right hip, in my case, because it's my right hand, my right hip is moved forward, my right knee is bent too. As I do my left hip is moved forward, and then my left knee is also bent. 2, 1, and 2. And then, now, with your left hand, you're actually not going to place it here on the side, because if you're going to practice it with a stick, it's going to hurt. You're going to actually hit your head. So, as you do this motion, on the first strike, you actually hold your bicep with your left hand. So, 1, and then on the second strike, 2. You place your left hand now, because I'm a right-hander. This is my non-dominant hand. You place your non-dominant hand on your chest on the second strike. Again, 1, I hold my bicep, and then on the second strike, I hold my chest. So again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that you get those motions without the stick, go back to doing the stick. We do the same motion as I showed you earlier, doing the circle motion forward. Again, forward here, doing a forward circle instead of doing the back, doing the forward circle, and then combining with a cross strike. So, including now the body mechanics without the stick, it should look like this in slow motion. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, circle, 1, and 2. Now for the part where it really makes it fluid is on this motion. So instead of actually doing the second strike to complete the X, you're actually just going to use your wrist in doing so. See? So instead of just doing this motion, you're actually going to do that side here, this. You let the stick fall down back to your right side, if you're a right-hander. If you're a left-hander, it should actually go back to your left side. See? So let's do that again, slow motion. 1, then the second strike, I move my wrist. let it fall back to my right side, 2. See? Circle, 1, wrist, 2. Circle 1, then wrist, 2. It's kind of like I'm just making a circle on my side using my wrist. And so instead of just doing it with my whole right arm, I'm doing it with my right wrist. So in side view here, showing you the wrist portion. 1 wrist, 2. 1 wrist, 2. Instead of doing this, 1, 2. See the difference? 1, 2. Wrist, 2. Wrist, 2. So in medium pace, it should look like this. Like so. Slow motion. If you're actually going to do it really, really slow, you'll be able to feel that the stick really, because of the momentum, wants to go to the other side. If you're just going to let your, if you're just going to use your wrist, you don't have to really do a big, wide, big motion with your right hand going back. See, like so. Okay. So that's the kind of drill that I want to share with you that you can use whenever you want to actually do some kind of warm-up, or if some of the warm-ups that you've been doing when you're working out or before you train in martial arts or doing any kind of athletic ability or athletic exercise is kind of boring now, so this one's a bit new to you. So hopefully that this warm-up exercise with a stick will help you even in the smallest way possible. Again, God bless you all is training safe, and take care.